Hello there and welcome back to Spud Plays Mass Effect 2. Last time out we ventured back to Omega and the recruitment process continued. We were headed into a quarantine zone and we picked up the scientist moored in Solus as the crew begins to expand. This time out we're just going to have a bit of a debrief as we've got to catch up with some people really. We've not had a chance to talk with Garrus since he rejoined the crew.
About Ferris Fields. Any news on your brother?
He's gone. They're all gone. But we'll get them back.
Shepard and Lawson are on it. We'll get your brother back. Make
Gotta help the crew.
Commander.
But first things first, we'll talk with Joker, see what he makes on things.
I assume everything's going well up here?
I really want a chance to put the Normandy through her paces. I just have to trim up the drive output and it'll be like we never lost her.
Safety standards advise against manipulating drive settings while engines are powered and in use, Mr. Moreau.
Commander, can we shut this thing off? I don't need it in my day-to-day.
You just gotta get used to it. It's put an absolute shift in so far.
I don't have time to babysit you, Joker. Find a way to deal with it.
Yeah, reasoning with the intercom is not my strong point.
Your problem, not mine.
Thanks, I'll remember this.
Thoughts on the squad then? Some familiar faces, some new faces?
What do you think about the people we're picking up?
Well, about the ones you went out with last, I would never say anything against Miranda and expect to survive the reprisal. Zaid is like you, but takes checks. As long as it's not my money, we're good. It's just my opinion, though. There's really no need to go spreading it around.
Well, I'm not here to gossip, nor to talk about the good old days.
See you, Commander.
He's just keeping things going. But yeah, as I was saying, we've got to catch up with a few people, Garrus included. We now have a part of the ship which is available to us in the tech lab, so we can go see what that's all about, as it was sealed off before. So here we can research projects, get upgrades, and use the crafting materials that we scan planets for to upgrade some stuff. That will come into play later. I've done a little bit of this off screen as well. And there's prototypes as well for different types of weapons, that sort of thing. So I think most of that we'll be doing off screen. And again, there's upgrades. That's what we already have, so you can see what we're rocking with. Now let's have a chat with this scientist, see what he's bringing to the table.
Shepard, how can I help?
Tell us about the setup.
Is the lab working well for you?
Quite satisfactory. Found a few surveillance bugs. Destroyed most of them. Returned expensive one to Miranda. Nothing unexpected. Just need more samples. More collector data, tissue samples, anything you can get, I can use. Find new tech.
Sure we can sort that out. How's the squad looking?
Are there any medical concerns I should be aware of on the team?
Cerberus personnel in excellent condition. No squad concerns to report. Always some matters, but nothing affecting immediate mission.
Yeah, no one's ever a picture-perfect set of health. What about upgrades you can bring to the mission then?
Any ideas on other ways to prepare for the collectors?
Ideas, yes. Expensive, but possibly valuable. Can show you.
Okay. Morden gets 20% tech power damage. Well, we may as well give him the upgrade. He's kind enough to lend us his services. May come in handy, you never know. I did actually want to talk about him.
Shepard, how can I help?
Have you got a minute to talk?
Of course. Plague on Omega dealt with. Plenty of time to analyze collector intelligence. Impressive laboratory setup. Missed working for operations with a budget. AI in particular. Very helpful. Best setup I've seen since work with Special Tasks Group.
What about that Daniel guy?
Is your assistant Daniel settling in all right?
Quite well. Safe and secure. Neighborhood mostly quiet with Plague gone. Left him the security mechs just in case. Can't be too careful. Also tired of mechs. Noisy. Never used them in STG.
Well, that's fair enough. STG, I'm assuming, is some sort of special group?
Tell me more about the Solarian Special Tasks Group.
Respected organization. Clandestine. Handles difficult assignments with limited oversight. Recon, analysis, occasional wet work. Identify problems, have neutralization options ready should need arise. Model for Council Spectres based on Special Tasks Group. Very similar.
I was going to say they sound like Solarian specters.
Similar in what way?
Solarians lack numbers, brute strength, military prowess, have to rely upon stealth, intelligence. Agents trusted, given wide operative freedom. Spectres similar, given goal, told to accomplish. Better, funded, of course. Didn't have to buy our own weapons.
You said you were in the Special Tasks Group. What kind of research were you doing?
Not simply research. Several recon missions. Covert, high risk, served under a young captain named Kirahi. Studied Krogan genophage, took water, tissue samples from Krogan colonies.
We actually bumped into Kirahi.
I worked with an STG captain named Kirahi. His team helped me destroy Saren's cloning facility on Burmire.
Heard Kirahi died on Vermeer. Not enough equipment for operation. Still managed to take down facility. Good captain. Dedicated. Bit of a cloaca, though. Loved his speeches. Hold the line. Personally prefer to get job done and go home. Probably military bravado, jargon, chest pounding. No offense.
About this genophage, then.
What can you tell me about the genophage?
Bioweapon designed by Solarian science team, deployed by Turians against Krogans to end Krogan rebellions more than 1,000 years ago. Affects every cell of Krogan body. Commonly and incorrectly considered a sterility plague. Actually adjusts viable fertility rates to compensate for a high Krogan birth rate. Stabilizes to pre-industrial population growth levels.
Nice talking with you, Morden.
Should get back to work. Need to study. So much data. Here if you need me.
So he was behind the kind of neutering, if you like, of the Krogan. Wonder what the Boy Scout Jacob's got to say for himself.
Commander, can I help you with something?
What's your thoughts on these people here? Are you going to be a goody two-shoes all about it?
What do you think of the state of the crew?
We don't have a full complement. We don't stand a chance without the right specialists on side. Anything else, Commander?
Anything you can bring to the ship?
Any thoughts on how to prepare against the Collectors?
They spec'd this ship to the original Normandy, but you were there. The Collectors cut her like butter. This armor just isn't top of the line anymore. People will die if we don't upgrade. Alliance had some new toys in secret dev before I left. I could try and pull a few favors.
Well, I'm not going to turn a blind eye to that. We can get the armor upgraded on the ship. And that's definitely worth doing.
Commander, can I help you with something?
What are your thoughts on the mission that we're on? You must have some sort of feeling towards them.
How we doing, Jacob? What's your sense of the mission?
If Morden's modifications hold up, we've got a shot. If they don't, we're dead. Seems like that was always a strong possibility, though. Anything else, Commander?
Should probably find out a bit more about Jacob.
I'm more interested in just talking for a bit.
Sounds good. Have to say you run this ship tight, and we're getting things done. We keep on track and maybe we'll figure this out. I hope so. I'm not looking forward to the debrief if it all goes to hell. Is there something specific? Or are you just checking in?
Alright. No need to be kind of sly about it.
My ship, my time. I just want to talk.
Informal, huh? Everything's in my file. Ex-Alliance like you, no Reapers or anything, but I got swept under the rug too. The more good you do, the less they want to admit that something needed doing.
Any particular highlights in your career?
What was your proudest career moment?
The job I'm proudest of wasn't for the Alliance. Nobody really knows about it. A Batarian group was plotting to release a weaponized virus and kill the Council. Miranda and I stopped it.
Wow, okay.
Strange there wasn't bigger news.
The real work doesn't get publicized, you know that. They say it's better that people don't know how fragile the system is or how close the bad guys can get. So, it never happened. Like you and the Reaper. And that's why I'm here.
How come you joined Cerberus then? Well, it's obvious really if he's not really getting the recognition.
What led you to Cerberus?
The Alliance sidelined me after Eden Prime. Ended up on a job with Miranda that Cerberus treated like an audition. And here I am.
It's good that he stood up for himself.
You make no apologies for doing what you had to. I admire that.
I couldn't go back to the Alliance, not after the cover-up. They did the same to you. General public never knew you were dead or heard the real story of the Citadel. Did you know they used you on recruitment ads? You were the human ideal for like 6 months. Then they replaced you with a composite image they invented. Guess you didn't focus test right. Perfect example of humanity, and they still dumped you.
Bastards. It's nice that you think I'm perfect.
You liked what you saw, Mr. Taylor?
I meant that you were an example of what we can do, Shepard. Commander, I don't want this to get weird. I should get back to my duties. Everything has to be perfect if we're going to survive this.
Yeah, we shouldn't let this get weird.
All right, Jacob. Back to your duties.
Commander?
Okay, we need to watch the flirty side of Karen here, as she appears to be on one. Team members down here, Miranda and Garrus, we want to go and have a chat with. Especially the boy Garrus. Ooh, plus we've actually helped out a couple of people as well. We've got some brandy for Chakwas.
How may I help you, Commander?
I have a present for you, Doc.
Sary's ice brandy? You didn't. Thank you. I always regretted not opening that original bottle when I still could. I won't make the same mistake again. Why don't we open this bottle right here, right now, you and me?
Yeah, let's have a drink. We've earned
Crack
it.
open the bottle. I'll get the glasses.
We stopped a plague.
I thought Alenko's biotic display might have broken Jenkins' back, but Jenkins pops up and yells, "That was awesome!" Oh, Jenkins. Soldiers like him make the Alliance great. Cerberus lacks the same enthusiasm.
So why leave then?
With your service record, you could have gotten a tour of duty on any Alliance ship. Why'd you really leave?
Maybe it's less about leaving and more about staying. As a military doctor, I mostly treat people who are in bad shape. Often they die. And if I can help them, they move on. Either way, they leave.
Well, sounds a bit like she's on her own then.
Don't you have any friends or family?
No, not lacking friendship. Just stability. Joko will always have Vrolik syndrome. He would never admit it, but he needs my help, and he always will. I wish it weren't, but sadly, it's true.
I think a toast to the fallen then. Definitely not to the Alliance.
To Jenkins, to Presley, and to Alenko.
May they never be forgotten.
And then we can take time to have a bevy or two.
Did you hear? Another colony went missing. Ferris Fields.
Ferris Fields? Didn't Hadley have a brother stationed there?
Commander, those provisions you provided were perfect. I owe you. I've already thrown together some of my calamari gumbo. Here, try a bite.
Yeah, let's try it out. Some high quality food.
Truth told, it's based on an Asari recipe. Seems a little cannibalistic to me with their tentacle heads and all, but they ain't no good grub. Anyway, thanks again. You really came through.
No problemo.
Commander, what can I do for you?
Want to know about the status of the ship. I mean, it has been upgraded.
Anything I should know regarding the Normandy?
The crew's working well, and the ship appears to be performing to specifications.
Okay, but I reckon you've got something in store for us.
Have you got any ideas for potential upgrades we could make?
A few ideas, yeah. Here, take a look.
Ship enhancements. Advanced mineral scanner. Ah, that'll speed up scanning things a little bit. Probably worth doing.
Commander, What can I do for you?
Do
I
you
just
have a
want
minute,
a bit of a
Miranda?
debrief.
Of course. I'm just finishing an operation report. I'm impressed, Shepard. So far things have gone exceptionally well. As Cerberus operations go, this is one of the best I've been a part of.
Well, I'm only surprised you're surprised. You doubted my abilities.
I'm glad you're enjoying it. Just remember who's in charge.
I know exactly who's in charge. I report to him regularly. I'm here, we're both here, because he wants it that way. Cerberus gave you a second chance, Commander. Maybe you should do the same for us.
Okay, so why did you even join them in the first place? I knew you were with Jacob.
Cerberus obviously has your loyalty. How did you get involved with them?
I suppose you've earned the right to know. Do you remember when I told you how I was genetically altered? Well, that wasn't my choice. My father created me. He's a very influential man and extremely controlling. He didn't want a daughter. He wanted a dynasty. I ran away as soon as I was old and brave enough. I went to Cerberus because I knew they could protect me.
Protect you?
You seem capable of defending yourself. Why did you need Cerberus?
My father invested a great deal in his dynasty. It wasn't a matter of just leaving. I knew he would continue to pursue his investments.
Well, fair enough. Do they at least appreciate you?
I assume that Cerberus approves of your enhanced abilities?
Of course. Cerberus fully endorses anything that advances the cause of humanity. Genetic alterations included. But unlike my father and his own selfish reasons, Cerberus and the Elusive Man believe in a greater good. They see the bigger picture.
The greater good.
And I feel like I have a purpose here.
Father sounds like a bit of a dick.
Who exactly is your father?
A businessman, but a very wealthy one. It's ironic, my father believed deeply in a human-positive agenda. He donated generously to Cerberus before I joined them. That's how I first heard about Cerberus, through my father's connections.
Fair enough. You must have had a mum as well, then.
You've told me a lot about your father. What happened to your mother?
I never had one. Most of my genetic material is based on my father's tissue. His Y chromosome was altered with an amalgam of desired traits from various sources. How arrogant can you be? The man is completely egomaniacal. Just another reason I had to get away from him.
Well, thanks for the history lesson.
Thanks for your time, Miranda. I'll talk to you later.
Anytime, Commander.
Next up, time to talk to the boy, Garrus. The main battery open to us now.
What's this area of the ship?
The gunnery control station. The ship's batteries are controlled from here. The Combat Information Center operators send targeting information here. The CIC decides who to shoot. Gunnery control decides how to shoot.
And who better to decide how to shoot than Garrus?
Shepard, need me for something?
I just want to have a quick catch up, Garrus.
Have you got a minute?
Sure. Just checking the weapon systems. You can never be too careful. I thought I'd seen every weapon in the galaxy in our fight against Saren. Mercenary work showed me otherwise. And now Cerberus rebuilds the Normandy with a few upgrades to boot. I wish we'd joined up with them sooner.
Oh, I'm glad to hear you're settling in.
I'm pleased to see that you're getting along with the new crew.
They're as friendly to me as people from a group like Cerberus can be. And they've got you vouching for them. I can't exactly doubt your judgment. Not after I got my own squad killed.
Oh, you had a squad and got them killed? I mean, as far as I'm aware, I might have got some of my own squad killed.
Tell me about your squad.
There were 12 of us, including me. Former military operatives, CSEC agents, the usual. Had a Salarian explosives expert. Pretty sure he'd spent time in the Special Tasks group. My tech expert was a Batarian, believe it or not. Not the friendliest guy, but he could hack any system ever built.
And what did you even get up to?
What did your merc squad do? Didn't sound like you were available for hire.
You saw Omega. It was full of thugs kicking the helpless. I formed my team to kick back. We weren't mercenaries. At least nobody was paying us. We made money by taking down slavers, pirates, or gangs that went too far.
You must have been really popular then.
Doesn't sound like you made any friends with the gangs.
I I got 3 separate merc bands to work together to take me down. My manager at CSEC would be impressed. It was simple. We'd hit their shipments, disrupt activities, get under their skin, make them angry. They'd come charging right into our well-prepared kill zone, crossfire and snipers, clean and surgical. They never stood a chance.
And what happened to you after the original Normandy got torn apart?
How'd you end up fighting mercenaries here on Omega?
I trained to become a Spectre after the Normandy was destroyed, but it didn't work out. Too much politicking at the Citadel. Nobody was willing to take risks.
Standard.
Omega was filled with criminals nobody else could touch. And there was no red tape to slow me down. It was a perfect fit. People here needed someone to believe in. Someone to stand up to the local thugs.
How'd you end up recruiting an entire squad?
That explains how you started. How'd you end up with a squad?
Not too different from how you formed your squad to fight Saren, actually. You prove that you get things done, and people join up. Mercs who wanted to atone. Security consultants tired of playing by the rules. I gave them hope. And now they're dead. Shows what I know.
How did those mercenary gangs take down your team?
It was my own damn fault. One of my people betrayed me. A Turian named Sidonis. He drew me away just before the mercs attacked my squad. Then he disappeared. Everyone except me is dead because of him. And because I didn't see it coming.
He might have been taken out in the process.
You sure it was a betrayal? Maybe they took Sidonis out first.
No. I put out feelers with some old contacts. He booked transport off Omega just before the attack.
Sounds
he
shady.
also cleared out his private accounts before he left. He sold me out and ran.
So what happened?
I'm not sure I understand. What happened exactly?
Sidonis asked for my help on a job. When I got to the meeting point, nobody was there. By the time I got back to our hideout, the mercs had killed all but 2 of my squad. And they didn't last long.
Managed to track him down yet?
Do you know where Sidonis is now?
No. His trail vanishes after he leaves Omega, but I'll keep hunting. I lost my whole team except for Sidonis. One day I'll find him and correct that. Thanks for coming by, Shepard. I've got some things to take care of.
Well, clearly there's some grudges there with Garrus. And the last couple of things to sort out now and debrief with is we haven't actually spoken with Kasumi Goto yet. We know she wants to join us on a bit of a expedition heist type thing.
People are talking out there, and I hear it all.
Oh yeah, what are they saying?
I usually travel hidden away in cargo bays. It's nice to be able to look out a window for a change.
Yeah, and see the deep, dark blackness of space.
Mess Sergeant Gardner might just be an evil genius. Emphasis on the evil. The food's gotten better lately, though. I guess his reputation will take time to heal.
Yeah, that's because I sorted him some good supplies. You're welcome, Kasumi.
I'm not really sure what to do with myself. Not much call for thievery aboard a ship.
Well, don't you go stealing any of our stuff.
Come back later. I'm sure I'll have more to talk about.
Fair enough. Just take your view away from you. Nah, we're not going to do that. We'll leave that open. Well, seems like a nice little area. Next port of call is just head downstairs a little bit. Because we did actually manage to pick up those power couplings on Omega, so we promised the engineers that we'd get that for them to upgrade the
New
ship.
armor reinforcements really threw off the gravimetric profiles, but engines are good to go. I rebalanced the Gilborn coefficients and adjusted the anterior intakes on the second-tier stabilizers.
I love it when you talk dirty.
I do like a good balanced Gilborn stabilizer.
You're the best, Commander. We just got those FBA couplings installed. Now we only have to calibrate every week instead of every day. We're thinking about celebrating our newfound free time with some Skillian 5 poker. Want to join us?
Come on, Kenneth. The commander doesn't want to play cards with grease monkeys like us.
And what do you think you can get away with gambling for? Should have kept that to yourselves.
This isn't a casino. Get back to work.
Yes, Commander.
Do as you're told. And the call is running well. Also need to go and have a chat with Zaid, as we haven't actually spoken with him one-on-one yet. I think he's in here. Yes.
Thinking about past missions. Got a minute? You might learn something.
Always here to learn about past missions and shooting stuff.
So you knew Archangel from before? Interesting. Knew a lot of men taking jobs to kill the son of a bitch. I never saw the point. He and I wanted the same thing. A whole lot of mercs dead. Hell of a sniper, though. And he kept himself alive with all the mercs in Omega after him. That ain't easy.
Well, I think you and him are going to get on well.
I was trying to remember how many Cerberus operatives I've killed. Lost track around 50. Guess your elusive man's big on forgiveness.
I'll keep that quiet, though, as we are surrounded by Cerberus operatives.
I should let you go. Talk more later, Shepard.
And there's the garbage compactor. And eject the garbage. So important to be able to have that done.
Guilty, isn't it? Pried that off the Krogan warlord, Kazak. Used to run the blood pack out of Omega about 17 years ago. Wasn't even a job. The guy just thought he'd hijack a freighter I was hitchhiking on. Big mistake. I goaded Kazak into one-on-one combat. Took out his legs, grabbed his gun, and killed every blood pack bastard in the room. That was the most beaten Krogan I've ever seen. Kept a helmet to remind me of that pained expression.
Zaid is not to be messed with. What's this surveillance? Oh, he's observing the ship. Interesting.
Hey, don't touch. That rifle's older than you are. I call her Jessie. That's my lucky charm. More men have been killed with that gun than died in the Skillian Blitz. The day I laid her to rest was the saddest day of my life. I'd give up every weapon I own for one more mission with that shitty old rifle. Oh yeah, that's a model of the Veracon. Turian frigate. Hell of a ship. I led a mission to bring that thing down from the inside with just 5 men and whatever guns we could bring. No chance of success, but we did it. Everyone died but me. So I made out like a bandit. My first impossible mission as an independent contractor. There's been many since, but nothing so goddamn sweet as watching that Turian warship crash planet-side.
I question the people we're bringing on now, as he seems a bit like a loose cannon, does Zaid. We may need that in due course. Certainly handy on Omega. I think we'll end this session in the captain's cabin. Oh yeah, we did pick up some fish as well. We can feed the fish. Munchity crunchity. Get yourselves fed, little fishies. And we've also picked up a space hamster. Who shall live in the room. And a collection of ships starting to grow as well. It's been a successful little venture to Omega. 2 new people recruited, and we've debriefed with them. I think that's going to conclude this part here. So join us back here next time, where we will venture out once again into the galaxy and decide what to do next. Catch you then.